Case study, KYC processing time cut from 5 days to 4 hours. Hey, welcome. In this video, we're breaking down case study, KYC processing time cut from 5 days to 4 hours. Let's get into it. Now, next up, the client, a regional bank with a failing banking compliance software stack. The bank is a mid-sized regional lender with around 280,000 retail and SME customers. Their compliance team of 12 handled onboarding verification manually, working through scanned documents, email chains with branch staff, and a spreadsheet-based risk scoring model. On a busy week, analysts processed roughly 400 new applications at an average of 5 business days each. 5 days is not just slow. For digital banking customers who expect same-day account access, it is a deal-breaker. The bank was losing 23% of applicants who abandoned onboarding before completion. Beyond customer experience, the manual process created 2 compliance risks: inconsistent application of risk rules across analyst shifts and no auditable trail for decisions filed as reviewed and approved. Their existing banking compliance software was a legacy on-premise system purchased in 2014. It had no API layer, no cloud connectivity, and its vendor had stopped active development in 2021. Next up, moving on to why the old banking compliance software could not scale. The bank's previous setup relied on 3 disconnected tools: a document scanning system, a watchlist checking service accessed via a manual web portal, and an Excel risk model maintained by one analyst. When that analyst left in 2023, the bank spent 6 weeks reconstructing the scoring logic from scratch. Regtech solutions built on fragile, undocumented architecture eventually collapse under volume or staff turnover. The bank had grown its SME lending portfolio by 34% in 2 years, and the onboarding queue scaled proportionally. Hiring more analysts was not viable. At $65,000 fully loaded per analyst per year, adding 4 positions to keep pace would cost $260,000 annually with no improvement in consistency or auditability. The project needed to address 3 things simultaneously: processing speed, decision consistency, and compliance traceability. Core banking modernization was not required to achieve any of them. The old core system stayed in place. We built around it. Next up, our KYC AML automation architecture on Azure. We had already published our approach to KYC/AML automation with Azure AI as a reference architecture. This engagement put that framework into production with the specific constraints of a regulated bank, data residency in the UK, no public endpoints for PII, and full alignment with FinCEN's customer due diligence requirements. The Azure for Banking stack we deployed included: for network topology, we used the hub-spoke Azure landing zone pattern with a dedicated compliance subscription isolated from all production workloads. Every service communicated over private endpoints. Nothing in the KYC pipeline touched the public internet. Now, next up, what we built, the 4-hour KYC system. The system handles 3 customer types: retail individual, sole trader, and SME. Each uses a different document set and a different risk scoring profile. The automation logic branches at intake based on declared customer type, so the same pipeline runs different verification paths without any manual routing. Azure Document Intelligence extracts structured data from identity documents with 94% accuracy on the bank's specific document mix. For the 6% of submissions below confidence thresholds, the system routes to a human reviewer with extracted data pre-filled and the confidence score visible. Analysts no longer transcribe. They confirm or correct pre-filled data, which takes minutes rather than the original 20 to 30 minutes per case. Identity matching against FATF-aligned sanctions and PEP watchlists runs in real time via a third-party screening API integrated through Azure API Management. A confirmed match creates an automatic compliance case assigned to a senior officer. A non-match clears the step automatically. Let's talk about now how the numbers changed. The headline result is processing time dropping from 5 business days to 4 hours for straight-through cases. The more meaningful metrics are in the detail. The 78% straight-through rate means most applicants complete onboarding in a single session. The 22% requiring human review still process faster than the old 5-day baseline, because analysts receive a pre-built case, every document extracted, every watchlist check completed, every risk factor listed with its weight in the final score. The bank's next regulatory examination after go-live found zero process inconsistency findings, the first clean KYC audit in 4 years. The HITL governance approach we built into the system ensured every automated decision was logged with its inputs, the rule set version that produced it, and a timestamp. Regulators can now reproduce any decision the system made, which is what auditable compliance actually requires. Next up, let's talk about what banks should take away from this KYC automation case study. This project is not unusual. The same pattern appears in nearly every core banking modernization engagement we run. The legacy system is rarely the problem. The process designed around the legacy system is. You do not need to replace your core banking system to automate KYC. In this project, we touched the core system only via a read-only adapter. The automation ran in a separate Azure environment, consuming data from the core without writing back until a verified decision was finalized. That architecture keeps project scope tight and migration risk low. If your organization is evaluating a similar project, our banking software development guide covers what to expect before any code is written, including regulatory filing timelines and vendor selection criteria. Now, let's talk about conclusion. This KYC automation case study confirms that a 5-day onboarding process is not a technology problem. It is an architecture problem. When you separate decision logic from legacy infrastructure, automate high-confidence cases, and route complex ones with full context already assembled, most banks can reach sub-4-hour processing without replacing their core systems. The investment in Azure for banking infrastructure and fintech software development paid back within the first year through lower abandonment rates, avoided analyst headcount, and a clean regulatory audit. The banking compliance software built on Azure also positions the bank for the next layer of automation, including AI-assisted risk narrative generation and real-time transaction monitoring. If your organization is evaluating a KYC or onboarding automation project, the architecture patterns from this engagement are a practical starting point. The full technical reference is available in our KYC/AML automation architecture guide.